Welcome back. We're still talking sports right here at Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. The league last season, arguably a major talking point for football in the country. We're hoping that we get better in 2017. Amaju Pinnick is the president of the Nigeria Football Federation. He's reviewing football in the country in 2016. Let's tackle issues now. President, good to have you around. The Super Falcons, arguably the team that keeps making us smile in this country. How did you and your board feel letting those girls go out to the streets in Abuja to protest, and were they abandoned at the hotel in Abuja?
Well, I'd rather we, well, in fact, so we have to go into it, but I'd rather we just allow them, you know. But just very briefly, I can tell you exactly what happened, you know. Before they left, I had a meeting with them in Abuja. We prayed together, and I told them that we're expecting funds from some of our sponsors, because I had already mentioned one of our major sponsors to the Honorable Minister, and I appealed to him, and he listed his support. And we also made overtures to the government for intervention, you know, and so of course we're expecting funds from two areas, from that our sponsor and from government. So of course we made promises to them, and we appealed to them and told them that they should think about the country. Now they went to, when they flew into Lagos, the flight to Cameroon was at 3 o'clock. So they came in quite early. So fortunately I was in Lagos. So I said, well, they can't be staying at the airport from 9 o'clock to 3. So I called the secretary of the team, and I called my general secretary, that let me arrange lunch for them, you know, and let them have some Nigerian delicacy before they leave, because we don't know what they will see when they get to Cameroon. They were all very excited. So I arranged a restaurant in VI, so they sent buses to them, picked them, took them to VI.
That's before they left for Cameroon?
Before they left for Cameroon. Okay. So we had lunch, you know, together, and I got my sister to come and pray. She's a pastor, and she prayed for them and told them that they were going to leave the trophy.
Okay.
You know, so when they then got back to the airport, then left, you know, so we kept on, especially to I kept on talking with our leader of delegation, a very top member of my board, you know, Ibrahim, and also to the, you know. So at a point in time, they called that they've not seen anything. I said, well, we are still waiting on these, our sponsors, but they should just take it easy. Now, at that point, I knew there were a lot of complaints, you know, bothering about their bonuses. So I had to make a plea to one of our sponsors, you know, Super Sponsors, and we appealed to them that, listen, we need X, Y, Z, please. They said, no, this is what they can give, you know. So what they gave, immediately they brought that money, we sent it to them just before the semi-final game, and each of them got about $1 million each. Then the head coach about 800. And there was a bit of resurgence in spirits again in camp, you know, and of course they went on and they won the game. And myself, the Honorable Minister, the first, second Vice President, the Chairman of the Technical Committee, and other members, we saw the game, watched the game. After the game, we congratulated them and danced with them and told them that we are waiting for them in Nigeria. So when they came, the Sunday they came, I'm so surprised to hear that they said they were abandoned. I was at the tarmac to receive them, myself and Ibrahim. We were at the airport.
Let me ask, don't you think it was simply because when you guys came, you know, to Cameroon, you know, we saw the pictures. I saw you at the stadium and all that. The way you embraced the girls, danced with them and all that. They were all happy. The reason why they were happy, I mean, from what I got from some of the girls was because they felt, oh, NFF around. They said they're going to pay us all our bonuses after the win and all that. They expected you guys to actually come down to their hotel before you leave. But when they discovered that you guys left, that was when the story started, that they were abandoned.
No, let me say something very clearly. We told them we were leaving, because
most of them didn't know.
No, when you don't talk to everybody with all due respect. Maybe you talk to the captain or you talk to the coach. You just whisper something to the coach, here, this is what we are doing. Because at that time everybody was in a very major celebration mood, you know.
Well, so why didn't NFF
let me tell you, no, it's not moving to the hotel. We went with a private plane. Now, going with a private plane, first I must clear the air. That is what I mean private. It wasn't funded by any government or anybody. It was, you know, like now I can come to you, Priscilla, can I use your car? You say, oh, you're going to pay for us because you're my friend. Operations means maybe you pay for the landing fee, you buy the jet fuel, you do all those things. Normally, with all due respect, I have friends, you know, and they can say, either I'm paying this, you pay this, something very okay, you know, for everybody.
But it wasn't for 2.
No, how can 42 million, how can that's a radical, that is, how can, no, it's a 1 hour flight. So if you find out about, if you use a charter plane, it goes by the hour, so it's a 1 hour flight, and it's far from that, you know. So, but it was the long and short of it was a private arrangement, completely private arrangement. Now and of course they will give you time to leave, because there are times where the pilot need to rest. There are times when there are so many intricacies in aviation. So you can't just allow them, so we explain all these things to them. We have a window of maybe 5 hours landing, 5 hours departing. So there are a lot of technical things when it comes to aviation, especially regarding flying and all the stuff. If it goes beyond that, it means we have to spend the night. It means we have to pay excess. There are a lot of technical things. But we explained to them at the airport. I explained to Florence. And at the end of the day, when they came, I was at the tarmac, received them. Before they came, that night, I'd already called one of our sponsors. And I appealed to her, she's a lady. I appealed to her that, listen, you must receive these girls. And I called the Honorable Minister. The Honorable Minister was even the one that said we should wait and make sure we receive them. And, he was quite emphatic on that. So the next day, I called the Honorable Minister. The chairman, Senate Committee on Sports was around. So we all went to VI with the team after receiving them. And we had a very good mood, everything was going good, and we were very happy about it. As we were going, I whispered to the lady, I said, no, they need to do some small shopping. They just came back. So she brought out about 1.6 million, which they shared among themselves, and they left. So the next day, I called. No, the captain called me, I did a surgery in my ear some time ago, so I think I had some kind of relapse. I wasn't feeling comfortable. I had cramps all over. So I had to call my doctor in England. And listen, I have to come, because I couldn't hear at all from my right ear. So I told my wife, and she also said, okay, I have to go, but I should pad up and all those stuff before flying. Now, on my way at the airport, I called. The captain called me and said, you have not heard from us. I said, okay, you won't hear from us because we are still waiting on the Honorable Minister, who at that point was at the villa trying to sort out things, trying to make sure that, but give and take. You guys want this trophy. You guys, please trust me on this. She said, please, President, I can't, but let me talk to my colleagues. Then she went on to talk to her colleagues. As she was talking to her colleagues, I was on the phone with the second Vice President, Shehu Diko, who lives in Abuja. I said, Shehu, you're in Abuja. I said, please go to this girls' camp in the Agro Hotel. Talk to them and make them understand that we have made provision for their transport to go. Like the under-17 team that came, and after 4 months, they were paid everything. This is a government of total due diligence, So I explained all these things.
Flamingos?
Yeah, I explained.
Flamingos, have all of them been paid?
I'm not going to. We're talking about Super Falcons.
Okay.
Please. So at that point, as I was talking to Shehu Diko, she started calling back. So I just said, Shehu, hold on, let me put her on 3-way. So I put her on 3-way. So she now said, well, they said they won't leave. I said, why, please? I said, people should think of the future, think of your club, and think of this country. Please, with all due respect to you. I said, so why? He said, no, they said they won't leave. I said, okay, we'll just continue to pay for the hotel. And that's what we'll do. So it was very sure was not trying to appeal to her and all the stuff. But at the end of the day, on getting to England that night, I started hearing stories that I spoke to her rudely, that she recorded and all those stuff. And I felt that somebody...
Okay, Mr. President, that's a lot of talk right there. But the Super Falcons, have they all received their monies? Everybody paid?
Yeah, my God.
And out of the hotel in Abuja?
Yes,
everybody.
Austin, I mean, obviously the funding problem is major. It is really major. And from everything you've said, you do a lot of appealing to your sponsors. On record, there's about 10 sponsors, partners out there. Is it that they're not coming through?
No, I can't. There's nothing to hide. You can see in our financial report,
Yeah, I was going to say, is it that they don't come through for you? Are you going to?
No, I told you there's economic recession. Okay. Most companies now, the only thing they emphasize right now is administration and operations. Admin is how to pay salaries. They struggle to pay salaries. Operations is how to keep their business. Every other thing, for now. So you won't say, for example, I'm going to take a company that has been very supportive of football to court because he has not met his contractual obligation this year. To me, yeah, legally it might be right, but it's very unethical because they've been there for you. Now we know that there's crisis in the country economically. You won't go and talk to them. And besides, some of these contracts we inherited. Some are gone, some are still trying to see what are we going to do. Do we need this visibility? Do we need to continue? So there are a lot of negotiations on, but technically, I think it's just about 2-3 sponsors that are really active.
Delivering more like
that are really delivering, yes. And if you put their total together, it's not it's far more, it's less than Less than 300 million.
Okay, so obviously going forward 2017, you'll be reviewing your relationships and with a lot of these other sponsors and partners.
Yeah, and we are working on that already. We're also looking at a strategy beyond the shores of Nigeria. Okay. But companies that have interest in Nigeria, companies that global reach, you know, we're looking at re-strategizing our marketing potentials, even using some of the players now that we're doing very good. We are coming out with a lot of strategies. Okay. Like I won't tell you, we've gone very far, even with our FA Cup. Just 3, 4, 5 days to the Federation Cup, the company called us that we should wait again. You know, so you see, you don't look at companies and you blame them because you know what is going on. Yeah. They need dollars to get going, and the money is not just there. Things are happening that companies are reducing their sizes, reducing their operations, reducing everything that they do. So I would say very emphatically that we came at a time when things are very, very slow in this country. Okay. But in spite of this, we are still trying to bring our heads out, but it's difficult.
Okay, now you talked about the fact that an interview you granted to Channels TV and View from the Top, you talked about the fact that you want to cut down on most of the age grade tournaments. Now, which one are we specifically looking at, the under 17? Because next year we are not participating in anything. 2018, it's going to be the World Cup. Then 2019, that's when you start having the women's tournament, some other. So which one are we really looking at?
No, the committee, the technical committee is going to make a proposal to us. Okay. The Congress has mandated us to reduce the level of participation, national teams, because that is the truth. Because we cannot afford, if we're, for example, we're taking out the Flamingos and the Falconets, then we have to bring out a program that we at least developmental that will keep it going. For example, we can have the Aisha Buhari under 13 and under 15 tournament that will be properly done, you know, and there you can also select the motive of going to having a Flamingo will not be achieved through this until the economy is very healthy again for us to accommodate everything. And that is the truth.
But don't you see the economy getting better in 2018?
No, it's not rocket science. It's not automatic. So you must do what you can achieve, and that is it. You have to set out. For example, we don't want a situation where we come, when I see Okonakan's face, I don't want to see his face. Lambasting me or see his face all tired. We want the situation to say NFF has done well. As they are going for this tournament, their money is ready. That is what we want to do. Okay, and that is the dream.
That's the dream. Let's talk about the relationship of the NFF and the Ministry of Sports. What's the relationship like?
I think I don't have any. The ministry, there's nothing like a relationship between the Ministry of NFF. The Ministry of Youth and Sports, this is the boss of the Nigerian Football Federation. As we speak, that's the truth. And if, for example, your dad hits you, the only thing you do is say, "Daddy, I'm sorry," and that is the truth. So you don't. In African tradition, it is very clear. You know, I would say that we don't have. There are various parastatals, so to speak, under the ministry. There's the NYC, there's the NFF, as it is right now, you know, until we have a level of appreciable level of autonomy, which of course is being debated right now in the Senate. But at the moment, as we speak, I don't think we have. We might have some kind of, which is very normal in a family. You might have between your big brother and the younger brother, or between your father and his son, is normal. But whether it doesn't have impact the overall interest, the overall goal. We always find a common ground to operate, and that's the truth. So I have very huge respect for the minister. I think I'll say that any day, any time. You will never see me come out there to say anything, whether you like it or not. He's the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports. He has an office, you know, that we must respect at every point in time.
And the minister has asked that you audit your accounts. They're still waiting.
No, because what we sent to him was, we had PwC auditing our account the last 2 years. And you see, when you say audit, when we came on, one of the things that we did, because we knew that there were a lot of issues with the federations, especially in the past. For you to get attracted to Nigerian corporates, you need to get companies with very high reputation, untainted reputation. And that's why we got financial derivatives as our financial consultant. And that's why we got PwC. PwC is ranked first 3 or first 5 in the world. So, and you see, let me tell you, when you say PwC will not protect you when you are going astray. In this, our last AGA, in the one before now, we had some of the narrations after the audit. If you read it, you would think that, oh, NFF is XYZ. Yeah. For example, the Stanley Dankoro House, they call it an asset. Now, we had a document, supporting document that says an asset. The minister graciously even approved. After getting that, we have to give it a value in making sure that this is the exact cost. And we have to put it. See, the one for last year is even worse than this one, what we have now. What we have now, there are only 3 narrations. Last year, we were over 5 narrations. So by next year, what we are trying to do, you can't just clean in it. I give you an example. The LMC is supposed to be contributing about 5% of their total revenue, of their net profit also to the Federation. We didn't know, because of the governance structure, that we even had to get an auditor to audit the LMC's account to know the exact amount that will come to the Federation. So to them, LMC is a disclaimer. Nike, for example, the Nike's contract, we all know that we went to Nike. Nike said this is what they are giving. The only thing they can give you are bonuses if you win XYZ for now.
Okay, let's hold our thoughts there, President. Let's take a break. When we come back, the president of the NFF will talk about the Super Eagles and Ghana Throw. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.